I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 16th, Thursday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So, like we've been talking about playa, we just melting up, right? Yesterday I gave an example of higher high and a higher low. Probably thought it was stupid, easy, oh yeah, okay. And it ended up being that. So we want to make things simple. Why am I drawing it this way? Because, well, the seasonal data, 15 years shows it more. And then the 5-year is in a way like this, but it 5-year drops soon. Also because I'm not making it hard. We also said this understanding of, if this was the 5-year, that would, we'd still do the higher highs and higher lows, coming up to swipe out more liquidity to the left here, and then roll back in for May, and then push up in May. All right, so and to keep it, in this case, we've already took out that swing high right there, as you can see, and I'm trying to show that we're coming back higher high and higher low, and then squeezing people who are buying. This is a breakout area. I bought through this in yesterday's video, so coming back to it and then making a new high would be what is logical. And sure enough, this is what we're doing. So. And I'm going to do this for the new people, and for if you're struggling, low hanging fruit, waiting for confirmation. You're not feel comfortable buying from the bottom. You don't see you don't have confirmation yet if it's moving up yet or moving down, and then where you can participate in something that's more a little kind of guaranteed in my book. So, and nothing's guaranteed obviously, but let's just go through it. So as you can see here, I made the video here yesterday here. Right there. I drew this little 4-hour imbalance, by the way. And then that's why I don't draw that imbalances. They're just too, whatever, messy. But this is just to show you that, the top half is the breakout area. So coming back in, and then I still have that line there from yesterday's high. So after that high, not yesterday's high, this swing high from February. And what's above that? Well, we have January's high, right? So you can see that I have that highlighted. Obviously, we know that's probably the best case scenario to try to reach. But guess what if we don't reach it in this AM session, or even today? We might get it now later. But that's why I am showing you this type of flow, to keep it simple, right? Okay, so take a look. This is what it is. That's what it is, right? So made a high, higher low, made a high, made a new high. There right there, I'm already correct, right? Retrace for another higher low, or does it fail? Don't know, but it did pull back for a higher low at the moment. It is higher low than that, right? And then does this keep going through? Okay, so now that we prefaced that, let me give you for someone who's new, all this is happening, all algorithmic levels, and looking for the things that we just talked about, right? So inefficiencies and breakouts and making new highs and fucking structure and blah, blah, blah. So how do you do that? If I kept it really fucking simple, this is yesterday's video. You'll see that the opening day gap today, in that red right there, only has a bullish candle. So it literally gapped, and then it's a bullish candle. So it didn't offer to the sell side coming back down. So when the price was up here, I have an understanding that we can possibly come back in, just for that reason alone. Number one. Number two, I also have, I have the green circle here, obviously showing that breakout level right there, right? You saw me get out right above that, remember? Okay. And then this high here is, instead of it hitting that level, it would be above it, which is now I have a projection from this high at 930, and also the low here, which is, you'll see right here. See that? And pre-New York right there. So you can't see it on the screen on the 1 minute, and you don't see it on my 15-minute either. But this one on the 15-minute is that swing, that one we made in London, and then that low right there, right? So you can see it projecting from there to there, and then you see the 2.5, -2. Beautiful is encompassing this target, and that's also when the price is coming down, reaching for that, and then not trying to be perfect of hitting that breakout area. See, I've said that like 2 videos in a row, but the logic of that same thing is still happening. So I can understand that too, right? And then you can, a little break right there and a lower high. So we're at a lower high specifically at 930, and we have the midnight level. So if we drag the midnight level all the way across, you can see that 930, we just pump and dump it real quick. It's a dump pump profile though. So we're in a retracement. When the price is here, we're already like in a retracement. making it simple for the higher high and the higher low. So how you want to make a higher high and a higher low complicating? Do it like this. But this is not complicating because I'm using algorithmic levels to, in the background to show you what it's actually really doing. If I had nothing on the chart, I would just say this is going to make a ray down for for a couple drives to make a retracement back to that breakout area. I'm not making that fucking complicating, right? So back to this. On the 1 minute, I have a -1 right here. Take a look where the -1 is, and then you can take a look where we damn near fucking we ticket, buddy. I mean, beautifully. Okay, you can't make this shit up. Now, trying to catch this is very difficult to sell. All right, so now that I've framed the framework, another thing I'm going to slip in just to make it easier for someone who's thinking, okay, generally speaking, this is the 930 area, obviously where it's at. And I know the opening range settlement is here. So I'm in a premium and I know no one's willing to buy this. You even got people of chase traders, hedge funds, they're saying, I'm not chasing this. I'm not chasing this buy. Okay, motherfucker, don't buy it then. I'm going to buy it though. But I'm going to buy it after it portrays a discount. Because, you're right, buddy. I'm not going to fucking chase this and buy it. You're right. But I'm going to wait for it. But we are bullish. And I didn't say that all down here when we were moving up, right? So logically, I'm going to this is what keeping it simple looks like. That's why I drew this, right? You can't make this up. How can I make this up? And I'm fucking showing you execution is based off of that same movement. What is the movement here? Well, when I made it pushed up more for the expansion. We were in an expansion. Okay. And then from for the retracement, and this is as beautiful as it gets, just so you guys know, in my opinion. But from the high here that we made and then to a retracement, we're going to get lower lows and lower highs. I mean, they're fucking painting it for you, dude. Like beautiful. That's why structure is a big part of my strategy, obviously, in the average daily range. So you see, now that 930 is here, 100 points, where's 100 points below and where's 100 points above? Let's just keep it that simple. Okay, so I understand that we're going to dip down. So this is my favorite model, dump and a pump, right? So it dumps what? It comes down and it makes this imbalance. Actually, this is the first imbalance and I did not draw it right and I just left it alone. But what's it called? No, sorry, I did it right. This is the 930. Yes, I don't count that. You can count it's a bearish imbalance, but this one for me is the first one, and it's debatable only because this has previous price action to the left and the top of it. So I'm only using this one, right? Because this is, and not this one because it's too minute. This one is powerful, broke through a low, and all that type of shit, right? So I'm using that one. Okay, now that I framed that, as I'm dumping, I'm just retracing. Couple legs down, comes down here. Opening range gap is here, obviously, and then this zero, this retracement that you don't see is just that low. So -1's here. All right, cool. We have this imbalance here. We come up to it, and we're wicking in it. There's no bodies. The bodies stop right there. They're trying to act all tough right here with this boner candle, this blue one, but then it gives you a better one. It gives you a harder candle. It gives you even a bigger candle sell. So it's just really a pump. It's just really a sell drive one with these 3 drives. Boom, stop. That's the lower high. Well, these 2, 1, 2, pops up for a lower high, which is this swing high that reaches the deepest. Then it comes back in. Then it makes another low, comes all the way back. It's a lower high again from that high. So it's a sell to roll over. Okay, and to get into this conversation that we've talked about here. So I make videos long. You're probably like, yeah, I get this, bro. No problem. Cool. Imagine someone teaching you candle by candle. You guys got to be reading price action really good. If the ones that have been, right? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know how you cannot, but then it comes down for another lower low, pops up for a lower high. See these little candles with no wicks? Okay, cool. It's a lower high. Pops down for a low, pops out for a lower high. When it pops in right here, that's the 50% of this opening range gap. You're going to see why this is important in a second after I'm framing all this. And if you just close your eyes, this was selling for a retracement and buying for a new high, right? But you'll see what's happening here. Obviously, this is sloppy price action, so you don't need to fuck with it. I'm not trying to push sell here either because it could easily ram. Where am I going to put my stop? I mean, I just don't want to, I don't feel comfortable with that. So let it retrace more. And it's probably going to still keep coming more. And then this candle says it all, this big, stupid, bearish one. Anyways, we come down, bro. We roll over here. So you're not sure. And then you get this bearish candle right here. Solid close. It's selling. I know it's selling here. Possibly too, but what I'm trying to say is that, but the price action candles, with the candles in the candles itself, and then you have the 25% here. So it bounced on it first there, and bounced. I was like, okay, is that gonna reverse? But okay, then it rolls over. Here, it's selling. No, it's selling. No, it's selling. No, it's selling. No, it's selling. Constant fucking candles, beautiful. Then we break that candle, that down candle. That initiates a possible buy program. Okay, because. Okay, so there's an inversion here on this blue candle. I didn't draw it, but that's also a perfect match. So this is a reversal, right? Because you have an expansion and expansion, and it's a balanced price range. So you tap in it. That's how you can know this is selling. Just you don't have to feel comfortable with, because it could just easily come up here, right? But that's fine. That's fine. That's not the case, because by the time this came down here, that took out that low. Right, and we have swept the daily gap. Keep up with me. The daily gap is here, so it's swept out. So yeah, and it didn't seal this, so it's not smart to do it. But it could have bought here and the body stop here. Yeah, it could have. So what did it do? It acted tough here and it stopped right here. No wicks on it. Then it came back down. Okay, well, it could be buying, but it's still selling. And then it proves it with doing this price action here, and then it rolls over. You could be a part of this. So this trade, what I'm showing you here, is the same idea with how you could have sold right here on more of a momentum situation, or a pullback here, any one of these guys, right? And then let me move forward. You'll see what I'm saying in a second with this trade that I'm showing you. It's a very minute trade. I'm trying to show you a little base hit. I'm trying to show you something that is guaranteed in this situation. What I mean is, when the price over here that I'm speaking about, I know that it's going to come underneath this low and come in possibly into here, what I'm sharing with you, right? So you have the -2, okay, and hits it damn near by a tick, and then the -1 is sitting right here. You can't see that though, here. You see that now? See this? See the -2 and the -1 are fucking the same level, and so is the goddamn low. Oh my God. Can I make this up? What's this level? 275.75. What's the low here? 275.5. Okay. We're talking about a tick, and it's probably, anyways, I am gonna get into it. Okay. So I understand that. Look how beautiful that is, bro. I can't make this up. This is my fucking chart. This is not no one else's chart. Okay, cool. So what I mean is this is kind of like a guaranteed trade in a way, to come down, trade it, and then squeeze it out. You don't have to be perfect. But okay, change of delivery here, closes above this open of this previous candle. I have a line on it, and then you can see that we pop up above it, and then we come back in. So you don't really know exactly what's happening here, but if it's going to reverse, it's going to happen from this inversion that we're sitting at. I have it drawn, okay, and then you get structure here. So you get a low. I tell you, I've been teaching you guys about the first, if it's buying the first high and the first higher low. You buy the first higher low after a rally, right? So it rallies up and then it retraces back for a higher low. Bink, that's the first one. So from this low to this high on a fib, you can see it coming in. It's inside this candle here, and you can see the bodies in the top 25%. Oh, I bet you didn't see that, right? But wicks in a little bit, then it pushes up, makes a new high right there. Now it comes out and closes outside of this. Oh, okay. If you're chasing, you're going to have to put your stop loss down here, okay? Anyways, then it comes back and it retraces for a deeper tracement. It does not take out that swing low. It's protected. Now, so is this protected. So now it's fanning. It's fanning it. You can see it. You can see it's fanning. Now it's fanning up. It's a channel that way. Watch this. But even if I'm not telling you that you have to be involved here yet. I'm just saying, pay attention. All right. So you could have though, but your stop loss got to be here, right? So or whatever. As soon as it ticks down. But anyways, it comes out and then it comes back in, stretches out, stretches. Get him. Don't hit him though. Boom. Now this candle closes inside. Look at that candle right there. That right there closed back in and right above 50% of that. That right there, my friend, any one of these are entries, and that's an inkling to buy. You could push buy there even. What does the next candle do? Pushes up and it stops. And it looks like a weak candle, you think, but it ends up being a structure on a smaller time frame, on a 15 second. This is a a low, that is a high, that little wick candle at the top here, and then it retraces back, boom, that's the next higher low. You can't see it. Can you see it though? Boom, and it's in the upper half of this bearish inversion. It's in the upper half. The bodies are now not in the bottom half at all. You notice it in those candles? What I'm teaching you is a language, as you know, talking to the new people. You see that, right? Boom, it's buying. Guess what? The logic of buying this would be what? To be coming to squeeze out the people here. Why? Because I just told you. If it's not buying, then it's selling here. This fucking level here, selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here. It's coming. I mean, it's clearly fucking selling. So they're coming up to wipe them out. And just like that would be a good place for it to go. Gets underneath the 50%. They don't want to hit it perfectly. Now I have the first imbalance here that I'm going to discuss. That's another reason why you can also buy this in there. Pay attention to this. Now it looks like it's going to be buying from here. This is very risky though, buying here, because there's no really pullbacks. Even though this is a pullback, you could have bought here, but you're going to have to take that profit and secure it. Guess what? It reaches up, you get this candle thinking it's strong, this bullish one, and then it closes below it, and then the body underneath is not there anymore. So you notice that this is an inversion right here. I just highlighted for that purpose. So we're going to come back outside down. What did I just teach about this low rallying and then the first higher low by it? That's the same thing fractally here. Low, high, coming back in for the first higher low. In that down higher low, you get the drives. 1, 2, 3. And then guess what's to the left? Oh, the people who figured it out are buying here. That can't be fucking coincidence, right? Did I make a very clear logic for you? Yeah, because right here, it's buying right there. And right here, it's buying. Now you know it went above it. I'm going to show you what this trade is here. So look at this beautiful candle right there. Look at that. Ticks all the way down, tries to squeeze as much as the motherfuckers can here, because it was buying, right? And we're bullish, and we're at the breakout area. So the job is done. Okay, once it does this, then it snaps back in, and then it goes back above. I'm not saying for you to buy this, but you can. But if you wait for the structure, mini structure, boom, right there. See this? Low comes up, makes a high. Candle closes, and then this dips back in. That's a higher low. That's a 50% right there. You see it? See that guy right there? You know what I'm talking about, right? In between this wick, that's a structural. That's structure. How do you see that? Because I talk about this every day, and I showing you how you see structure. Sometimes not perfect, obviously. Look at this. Then this candle pushes up and retraces back. Boom! That's another 50. It's already giving you higher lows. Even perfectly on a fib, perfectly. Those are all entries. Okay, even if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then this pops up above, wicks back in. I was like, oh, that don't look good, right? Because we're underneath the daily open. So that's why you might not fuck with it. And if you're trying to sell this for a lower high to make a new lower low, and you're thirsty, by the way, about that, I'm not doing that. Why? Because it can fail and make a new high, because that's what we are doing, is we're bullish. We're getting a retracement, and then we're looking for a new high. Remember that. See, this is when someone says, oh, fuck, I forgot. And they tried to sell this. If you sold this, okay, fine, but you better get the fuck out if it doesn't keep going. And then you got other people who are thirsty. Now they're selling this. You are not trading correctly if you're selling this. You have the right idea, but it's not with this narrative. Okay. So guess what happens? Then you get this candle, pushes all the way up and comes back. That's a sign that it made a new high and coming back for a higher low. Structurally inside, it does. And then this next candle pushes up. If you were selling, you should not see any more closed bodies inside here. Now you're doing it. Look at this candle right here. This 1 minute candle. Look how the body opens right there on the 50% of that first imbalance that I'm using here. Oh, really? Pushes up straight up. Then this bearish candle comes down, and it's now in the top side of that opening day gap, because the best sellers are underneath it. That's why they're coming back into here, because they know you know that, right? And they know you know that. And then there's also the case of people who are still buying, so they think they're getting away with it, and we're not coming back to it. And this is the wick of the day. that you're seeing underneath here. So the point of my saying is this right here, this price action bounces on top, bounces on top. Now, could it have kept coming down? Yeah. Is it likely? Not really, but look what happens. Then this becomes no body right there. Remember, we're in the top half of the first imbalance as well. So the body sit up here right there, and then it moves up again. Oh, we have a little imbalance with the 25% of the opening range gap. Watch this. This is where I'm going to get into the guaranteed trade. So right here, you still kind of don't know what's happening, but you're bullish and it's going up. So this is also a fucking buy. Look at the body sitting right there inside this imbalance and sitting right at that opening range gap. That's perfect. That's why when I say, am I making it difficult to look at this? With all this extra shit, it just because all I really want to do is just this. But that's true. But the point is that this is how it's doing it. This structure is based off of, I keep saying it, these understandings. Okay? I mean, if you had nothing on the chart, dude, just put a fucking trend line going up like that right there, right? Put a big fucking trend line right here and keep buying it. Okay, that's one way to do it, but that's not smart. But it is if you're having this narrative, right? So anyways, these are just higher lows as well, right? Okay. Now what? You don't know what's happening. What if it sells off? Oh, now it's going to sell, make a new lower low. Now, when the price starts popping up with these candles right here, popping right above this, now getting into, the top 75%. Well, this would be the 25%, technically. Or, yeah, the top 25%. Whatever. Now you're back here. I have this projection here with these consecutive 5 candles here. All right, so this is not maybe correct, but I was just using it at this time this way. And then later, I also changed it from this to this swing. Because that lower high right there made that lower low. So you can also measure it from here to here, which you'll see I changed it to do that. Okay, anyways. So now it goes up. Oh, well, my dude, is this up here selling or buying? You're up here now. You're eating this. You're going to use this as an inversion as well. And we pop up. Now we have this bullish imbalance and the 50%. Oh, you thought that was resistance and an auction. All those guys that trade retail, they call this an auction, and this is going to become a sell. Could it have done it? Yeah, but not with this leg, not with this movement. That's strong, buddy. So what are we doing? You're forgetting to make a new fucking high. Oh, so what's the guarantee move here? Well, we just shifted above this structure that we just discussed right here. Remember, even this guy right here, that was a lower high, and that's a lower low. Even up here, this is still a lower high. You don't have a really change of structure yet, but it does go above that consecutive candle open. If it was really bearish, it wouldn't have came this high. That's another tidbit, right? And then guess what? It comes back, and then so we bust through. We get to this area here, and it looks like it's going to be another sell for somebody, but no, I know this is going to retrace, and it does. You're looking for another higher low to buy from. If you're not still holding, or where can you get involved? This is how I know now we are buying. It's a low-hanging fruit from now where the opening range got 50% to the next algorithmic level, which is the 930. That right there is the bread and butter setup in this narrative. It's an algorithmic level to an algorithmic level. The 50% to the fucking 930. Why? And by the way, the midnight, I told you, the midnight is right there. Because that's what they did. They swept it, and the body stayed underneath. That's also a sign of selling. They just swept it. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going right to it, because this is where you sold from, if you sold it here. Aha, right? Okay, so we had that imbalance right there. We stretch into the 50% below it, and then snap back in. So watch this. As soon as it does that, I'm ready to buy. It pushes up. It comes back, this candle, bearish, and then this one right here. This guy right there. This bullish candle, it dips into the 50% of the first imbalance. That's where my entry is right above it. It snaps in it, and I'm in. And if you look at this low to this high, to that retracement back in, that's another higher low. Just like this shit I just talked about here. You see it? I'm making this simple, right? Boom, enter. Where are you going? Algorithmic 930. I took this picture right at 11:03 and 25 seconds because there's a delay in my brain and my finger. We just tapped it beautifully right there. So I'm going to squeeze and just take it to show you this is a bread and butter setup. Why? Because we're making a new fucking high. This is a higher low. Well, I had the higher high. I had the higher low. Where's the new higher high at? Or where's the leg for that? What's more important? Where's the leg for that? This leg right here that we're in. Okay, I beat a dead horse, right? And then I'm going to show you another bread and butter setup from here. So guess what? It pops up, keeps going up. It goes through this high. Okay. And that's why you can see, I didn't have the circle at the time. But here, right there. And then, I don't like to draw words and all type word. I don't like to do all that, bro. I really can't while I work. So anyways, then you'll see this next fucking bubble here. Obviously this bubble is gonna show you the intraday high here. Okay, right there for London or whatever. You can see that high here. We're making a new high. We're going through it. When we go through it, 1, 2, 3, 4 drives. It's you see how it's birding right there? Do you want to put, we just took it from here to right here, right? And if you kept holding it, you kept holding it. Where are you going to enter again? Well, you could have entered again right there at the 930 when it dips into that imbalance that I have highlighted, right? And the body stays on the 930. Then it makes these two imbalances. So when it pops up and retraces back here, that doesn't look like a good retracement to me. It's not solid enough. It's risky. It's sitting right above this area. And I'm not a breakout trader, generally speaking, obviously. So I just don't like this odds. So I don't need to trade either, by the way. We've already took a piece of the pie. I'm trying to show you to be content with something small, that you're going to have something like this every day. You're going to have, in some form or fashion, you're going to get something every day like this. Point is, let me move forward. And to not worry about, oh, I'm missing out on the big sell. I'm missing out on the big buy. Okay, dude. Well, you can catch a little piece of every one of these moves. Sequence. Dump, pump. Then it turns into a buy, sell, buy. Doesn't it? So dump, then buy, sell, buy. Right? Okay. So I'm expanding in this leg. So what does it do? It pops back into that imbalance, okay? You don't want to chase that. And then at the time, this looked like it was going to hold. And then do you want to chase that? Where are we going? I have targets up here. What are those targets? I have, obviously, the fucking the January's high or whatever, fuck that level. Then the next one, right? I also have this projected here. So I got 1 and 1.5 right here too. What's this green line right here? Oh, that's fucking interesting. What is this green line you have that you say? As for targets, I'll get back into this. Hold on. That green line is that shit that I've been talking about. So if you've been paying attention, I'm never going to say what it is again or anything. So if you've been paying attention in these last couple days, you'll know what I'm going to just teach from more from forward. Someone who's not going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Period. What's that level right here? So we talked about this grid, right? Okay, you see this? Boom. So I made the video here. Then I said I could have held it to that next 25. And then it came in to about to the 16th. And then it came back to the 25. And then at 9 o'clock, reached over and then opened on that level, by the way. Haha. Shoots all the way down to, whoa, the 8th. Then what happens at 10 o'clock? That becomes the low of the session. And it's the 4 o'clock expansion. So we had a manipulation pushing down, and then it's all distribution after that. 10 o'clock. Look what the 10 o'clock does. Almost hits the 8th on a perfect right there. Bink. Shoots right back to the 25% and closes. Look what this 11 o'clock does. 11 o'clock opens on that 25%, literally. And it shoots to where? The 8th. That would be a 50% right there. So 1 standard and a half deviation would be this. If you're following, that's the 8th. What's that level? 524. See that? 524. 524. 524. What's this? I'm going to highlight this candle or this trend line. What does it say? 524. See that? I'm being very specific here. I'm showing you some sick shit, buddy. So what am I doing? I am trying to buy to that level. You can see when you get there, it starts going crazy with the wick. Boom, pushing up real quick. And then it stops. This is the high of the session, actually. Well, for the moment. It goes back again, but just follow me here. How did I catch this little base hit? I just explained to you. So we what does it do? You get in this, you don't trust this, and then until I get a discount, I'm not going to buy again. Pushes right back down. Oh, where did it go? You don't say. That breakout level guy right there. That's why I wouldn't want to buy this. And if you bought this, you better put that shit in break even once it leaves. Because what do they do? They slammed right back down. As soon as they slam back down, I know exactly what they're doing. They're coming to get the early bird here and the late guy. Because now he knows it's buying. Oh, I knew. 100% is buying here. But if you don't know, you know here. Why do you think they come back right here? They slam them. I'm like, beautiful. Get all those guys. This candle shoots down and it closes inside. Doesn't look good if you're buying, to be honest. But watch this. Then this next candle pushes down, stretches into the one underneath, the little baby imbalance. Tags it, and it's crossing right, and it's coming back in, and it crosses right over the open. I'm pushing buy. Just like that. Where's my entry? It's on the 50% of this bullish imbalance. You think that's coincidence? No. What does it do? Immediately, this motherfucking story that I'm telling you here of buying this candle has to go up. I'm not messing around of it, playing around, coming back down for another candle. None of that shit. Zero. I demand exactly it to be a bullish candle and never come back to my entry level. Literally, once it crosses over, I'm in. It's already in profit, no heat on it. And then the stop loss is printed right underneath my entry as soon as it crosses over. Because I do not want it to come and tap nothing else down here. And yes, I understand it can hit the 930 again. Yeah, could have came down here. But guess what? We're trying to come up here. And people just sold this right here. Because, you get this speedy candle. Now you're like, fuck it, I'm switching. All right, that's the rate. Let's go. We just rated, remember, the intraday high. Okay, let's go. I have the circle here. So I have that line here. This is why I don't like drawing big figure lines like that. Time frame lines like that. Liquidity. Because then I get married to something like that. That's why I left it alone. But my circles, I'm kind of married to those because I know it's very fair in my analysis and what I'm doing and reaching for. So, because everybody's like, yeah, hold it, right? Guess what I do? I get the fuck out. That's the bread and butter. 1, 2. What do I do next? Let it do whatever it wants. Comes back. A little inversion for a second to pull back in. Pulls back in. This right here. You saw me buy right here? It comes back. Boom. Now it creates see this becomes a little protected swing. This little low candle. 1, 2, 3. It's a swing. All right. Pulls over. All right. And it reverses. Okay. So I can expect the stop loss underneath that low. If you're still holding, your stop loss got to be here at minimum, obviously. And then this is the next place to put it. Okay. But look at the structure of it. And then it creates an imbalances here. Watch the next slide. Watch what it does. So retraces back, extends to that last down candle. So the last down candle is a refined order block in this big down candle. Okay. So it's a little one that's refined inside. Okay. And at this point, it makes a new high. So now they know that that hey buddy, we know you fucking just bought there. We know that that it was easy. So we're going to probably come for you. Don't have high expectations. But, and for the other people, they think, I'm safe. I made it. I'm good. And they could have been, but it stopped. Watch back. So it comes back in, bing, hits that level of the open of that last down candle right there, and then snaps back in. Looks like it's going to keep buying. And then, boom, they hit it again. Now it hits it to the tick, even better. And then the bodies snap back in. So now in the bottom of this bullish imbalance that I'm highlighting right there, the bodies are now at 50%. It's hard to see, I'm sure, for you in this screenshot, but it's right there in the middle. You see that? So the bodies are there. So it stretched and came back in. That's a good sign of buying too. What does it do? It does make a new high. Guess what it does from there? You can see the language of these 4 candles. Bearish, 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 bearish. You know, oh, well, that happened there. What are you talking about? Still bought up. Well, it's not a good sign if you're buying, first of all. Second of all, guess what time it is? Well, the lunch now is in the factor. So guess what? They know that motherfucker was buying here. And don't forget, they know the guys were buying here. Are you following me? Trust me, I'm a beast. These people were buying here. How do you know? You know. Okay. So comes all the way back to the 930. Boom. I'm not involved until I see some big retracement. I'm still trying to make a new high. Don't forget, don't get me wrong. I'm still trying to find a new high, but we did make a new high. We've made a new high now, and then my structure in the picture that I drew yesterday is already occurred. It's happened. Okay? But guess what? Well, you don't know what the day is going to provide, do you? So anyways, real quick, comes to the 930. I like it. I see it. I want to take it and go to lunch. I take it. It hits the 930 and boom, it hits the midnight level. Look at the body sitting on the midnight level in the green back there. Blue-green right there. I take this even. Shots up. I'm in good profit. And then it stalls. I'm like, oh, you bitch. You're going to probably come back down again. What does it do? It retraces back down again. Comes back to the 930. It's, oh, motherfucker. And then it starts buying up again. Now, I don't need to chase it. But I do buy this again because I know that it could be an equal low, which it was an equal low. And then I expect it to buy it for a new high, or it's going to fail. I know both of those options are on the table. So I took the buy again. Comes up, and then it comes back again. I said, oh, you bastards. But guess what? I said, if that's what you want to do, then I know you want to come back in and get who? Remember, by coming in here, they've already got this guy. So now the new traders are like, oh, they got me, but guess what? I'm going to get in. They thought they got me, but now I'm going to get them. You think I sound silly, don't I? They came back for that purpose, to have you rebuy again. I'm okay with buying this again, but does it fail? It does. So I don't need to take major losses because of it, though. So then guess what? Price comes down. Boom, hits the 930 again. I'm like, oh, you bitch. You buy up, and then you get this candle right here, this bearish imbalance. It wicks in, and it closes like this. This right here shows me that it's most likely going to now come back in where I have this next circle highlighted. What am I drawing? Oh, by the way, I have something new on the chart here for you that you didn't see in the previous part of the day, that I'm highlighting the wick of that weekly. Here you go, right here, right here. So I'm going to draw it now so you can be on the same page with me. See right here? Right here to there. All right, so that wick right there on that weekly, I'm going to draw this all the way across. So don't get lost in all this. All it is fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines, okay? It's not that serious. Okay. Just watch the algorithm working in here. It was already working yesterday, but that's extra tidbits. So you can see, forget this 4-hour imbalance. You can see that when we came in even yesterday, the day before, we were at that 25% level. Do you want me to make it thick? I can make it thick for you, just to teach. I'm a nice guy. I go above and beyond, I think. 50% here, and then almost hitting that eighth, bouncing on that 50. That was yesterday. Coming up. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a 25%. Sorry. Don't get lost in this. It's not a lot of lines. Don't get lost. If your eyes are hurting, I hope it's not. Okay. It pops in. Boom, on that quadrant. But look at the body sitting right there too. You're like, which one is it, bro? You got to do the back testing. Higher high and higher low. Inside like the 16th here and the 16th here, or whatever. And it pops up right here. Boom, we hit the 8th there. Boom, we hit the 25%. I'm sorry, the 8th here. And then, and so on. So that's what I was also doing at this time with this. So let me remove this and then go back to the conversation. That's what I had here. And I understood that we were also, well, you can see that. You see that right there? The pre-day high? I mean, the pre-session high. At the time I took the screenshot, it was this here. I didn't need this here. But you can see us buying it right there. See that beautiful spot right there? Buying it. It's buying on that quadrant. And then the background in this time of me taking this picture, now you see that this gradient on the wick is there of that week. The 50% is right there. I said all that just to say this. Fucking 50% of the wick on that higher time frame of that week is at top of that circle. here's obviously the opening, the 50% of the opening range gap current. So I could have just kept it simple with that, right? But guess what? So here, this fails, doesn't buy again, right? This wick says it all, comes down. Now, this is the same low-hanging fruit trade from here to get to here. All right, and then the same one from here to get to here. Same idea. This is the same idea. I'm not fucking with all this. I'm actually done for trading for the day. I said, you want to come down? I know you want to come back in here. Remember, I told you to buy, to take out these guys. Oh, that was me, wasn't it? Oh, I got proof of me buying here, didn't I? So they came to it. And then what about these guys? See this? Same story, right? But what's the first imbalance right here? Okay, so now you get it. So this is a minimum target. So as it's slithering down, saying all that to say this, as it's slithering down, I wait. I let it slither like a little bitch. Slithers, right? See that? You see how I see the candles? Like look, each tie of the candle does not get rated. And that's how I can snipe. I'm giving you a little secret here, a little tidbit. Every fucking candle, when I take that entry, when it shoots back up for a little miniature retracement, the stop loss is right above each candle. And that's how I'm able to enter. Boom! Right when it goes up, I'm entering. It's immediately not getting hit by anything. See that? The protection is right above those candles. If it goes any higher, which it can, you're like, bro, that's hard, dude. I don't want to get wicked out. That's okay. I don't mind. Because my little funky ass $100 or even less situation that I'm sniping with the understanding that I'm telling you, that because if it kept going up, then it's wrong. Just like when this bought here. If it comes any lower, it's wrong. Just like this right here. When I bought this, if it comes any lower, it's wrong. Just like right here, when I bought this and it comes any lower on that fucking snipe, that's why you're like yesterday, you probably unfollow me because you're gonna unfollow me because this motherfucker bottom ticked. Yeah, I don't believe that shit. Remember when I bought on the 25% down here? Okay, that's an algorithmic level. I'm going to an algorithmic level, and you can see it's crossing over. Now the 930 and the midnight level are not going to support. This is how I look at it. It's not supporting. So now this is a quick scalp for me. Where am I taking the entry? I just told you. Squeeze out. I was going to get out right here. I wanted to see if it could stretch. And then it started popping up. And then when it popped up and it made a new bearish candle, I immediately just said, fuck it. I just put it right there. And then it ended up taking me out. But guess what? Next. Oh. So I was in it. Yeah. And then you're going to say, well, I would hate to sell that because of an imbalance above it. Right. I get it. That's why it's not smart. But not that it's not smart. It's risky for anyone new, of course. But forget that. Let's talk about logic and what's price action most likely going to do. Well, I just got out right there at that circle, and then I'm saying here, I'm highlighting my circle here. What's the circle for? That's the daily gap. And what's above that? The 25%. I accidentally I took the picture here with me squeezing on that 25%. So it's right there behind each other. You see that? So my circle encompasses that 25%. So what's below this? Notice they didn't hit the opening range gap 50 on purpose. They're doing that on purpose. Oh, okay. That's why I took a sell again. Because I know the objective is when you came down here, you're not going to keep buying up. You're going to come down the next leg. What does it do? It pops into this bearish imbalance. This is the first imbalance after breaking a low. So this is a momentum imbalance right here. So this is a high probability of snapping in and selling it. You could have got in right there. But what if it kept going? Do I need to be involved? No. Do I need to do? Here's what it looks like to wait for more confirmation and then kind of break out trading in a way. All right. So it snaps in and it closes back in. That means it's working. No bodies in there. Then it comes down right here. Then it pops back up to this top 25% of the opening range gap. See that? Look how this candle looks all tough, bullish, and it stops. And I'm like, I'm not fucking with it. I don't like that. It's probably buying right here. Then with patience, you see this next bearish candle. This next bearish candle leaves at 25 and it's fucking shooting down. I said, boom, I'm pushing that bitch. That's how the entry happened. The sell right there. And immediately it rolls through and the next candles don't even go above it. Boom. Stop loss is literally above already. With a hair. No heat. Next candle. Bearish. 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 Leaking. Right? I didn't draw an imbalance here. There's a little one right there. Oh, what's this? Blew through to 50%. What's the next algorithmic level? Right here. And then what? That guy right there, the little liquidity guy, he thought he was safe. And then guess what? I want to get in here because they know people are making decisions based off of that opening day gap level. Okay? And then we had the liquidity of these guys. And then here's the first imbalance. So we came right back to that first imbalance. And I'm circling the hair right outside that motherfucker. Guess what? I'm squeezing right into it. Nice base hit. Want to see what we did for the rest of the day? You want to see how funny it is how we bought right there from that circle? Where's the language? You see it. You see this candle right here? You see this candle right here? Look, it's beautiful. On the 25%, the bodies, and then this little hammer shoots down into it, doesn't go farther, snaps right back in. Boom, 229 pops up. It's a reversal. Shoots where? Where does this go to? Where does this price go to? Remember, when I bought here and got out, notice how the price made sure to come back to get my ass right here. And then, after this buy failed, and the price came down, where'd it go to my initial trade here, and this also entry here earlier there. After it does that, where do you think it went? Well, I sold from right there, right here, and then I sold it from right there. Remember? Notice how the price comes back up to it. That's not coincidence. That's not fucking coincidence. Also, I mean, this could be the higher low now to make the new higher high, but at this point, it fizzles because here's the problem. It's Thursday. If this was Wednesday, it would be different. Wednesday would be like we discussed. We bought and we held and we bought again. Buy, sell, buy. You buy the next higher low for a new high. You think that's happening here. I tried to do that, but why is it not working well here? And why have we still not made a new high? Because it's Thursday. Because it's not Wednesday. If this was a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it would have not done, it would have a higher chance of keep going up. But now Thursday is stalling. We have moved a lot. This is showing you dialing it back. I can still participate in this understanding of what I'm saying. This is how I participated. A little bit of the leg here and a little bit of the leg here. And I don't fucking care what it's going to do in this next leg. Why? Because now I'm overstaying my welcome. I don't need to stay either. We're just talking. Notice how right there was the low. Beautiful, buddy. Right? Playing around. Oh, you don't think it's acting like electricity over here? Playing around with the... I knew the midnight level with the 930 together like that. We're going to be visiting that level. Did I involve myself after this? Nope. Could I have bought it? Yup. Did I? Nope. Do I want to? Nope. You get what I'm saying? All right. I think we're doing good here, huh? I think I've explained this. Oh, and by the way, that little projection from yesterday on that time frame, look where we closed at the -4 right there. The high of the day was that. I'm deleting that. I also did this range from here to here. See this? This low that I bought amazingly right there. Not the low that I bought here. I meant I bought that fucking 25%. I think earlier in the video I said this. No, what I meant was it was hitting it from there. I projected this backwards, and then you can see it 3.5 to 4 here. Look what -3 is. Very close to those highs initially. So, and then you can see that we are encompassing in that 3.5 to 4. Look at the -4. Look at the -4. Look to the right. Look at the high of the day. The high of the day is just a couple candles above it. That's why, and this is fucking why. You see I have this circle here. I would like to get there, but it doesn't mean it's probably going to happen. I should have put this in red. But yeah, this should have been in red. But yeah, would I like to get up here and above that high? Yeah. Is everybody and their mother expected to come up here? That's why they got so close and they draw it back. That's why you take your profit. Who cares? You don't need to be right. Right? You'd rather have these little base hit money than fucking nothing, right? That's how you do it, bro. You could do this every day. Never hit a fucking home run ever in your life. And you could just always hit these little base hits. And fucking, dude, just so you know, someone works all week just for this little funky ass trade here. I'm not diminishing the value of this trade. It's a great trade, but I mean, that's a funky little trade, dude. I mean, what the fuck? What else can you say, right? Someone works all week for this, and you're getting this happening like 20 times a day, more, even. I don't know. I'm just talking in general. You get what I'm saying? Okay, cool. speaker. And that is another high possibility because of this midnight level in 930 nested. And it is what it is, bro. So making good decisions. What else could I share with you? What else can I share with you? I want to go because I'm tired of it being this long. Fuck, 15 minutes? You see how deep and detailed I get? And you think I'm going to do that in 10, 20 minutes? You think someone's really teaching you? Dude, to be grateful to have someone doing that every day, awesome, right? For free. I'm not saying that because, oh, look at me, I did it for free, but imagine how many people are charging for this dumb shit. And I'm showing you stuff that no one's even shown before. You got a lower low here, so you got a nice little higher lows with that little divergence right there. Push back up, and then I didn't really pay attention to the whole day too much. And then you can see that this failed right here when I drew this. At the time, this was a higher low at Dow. This is why we don't really want to use Dow, but lower lows here. So that was a nice buy. I tried for the buy. And then I tried to, again, because of this fucking thing, we had a higher low at NAS and we had lower lows here. So I was like, all right, this is cool. This is going to work. And it was working for a second. I was like, it didn't work on it. And I didn't get married to it. And I don't go on tilt. What did I do? I sold from there. Do you see that? You see how she had to be able to maneuver? Playing fucking jump rope, bro. I'm playing chess, right? All right, so there's that. What was I just doing? I was over here, wasn't I? Yeah, so that explains that, and then here you go. Now Dow did it again here. So this is higher lows. So all right, push this back up. This was where we are. So I don't really give a fuck where it goes. You also have dollar. It was pushing. It wasn't helpful that it kept pushing up more. So that was also the understanding of us coming back down again, right? So I understood that's a possibility, and it might be the possibility. I told you the structure. Don't forget about this video saying that we make these higher highs and higher lows. But between the 16th and 18th, on the 5-year you see a significant drop back down. So I understand that that's going to happen any moment, kind of thing, possibly. And it might not happen at all. But I have to be aware of that at this moment in this leg. Okay? Because, yeah. Anyways, and then a very similar story as far as like manipulation goes. You can see that they popped up and then they're still, this is the hour. So they stretched up already and then they're coming back in. So as we're coming back in, down, we're pushing back up. So in general speaking, we're still pushing back up generally. We're not really, really down yet at all. So we've still made a higher high and a higher low and a higher high and a higher low. So now we're stuck in between that scenario. So here's a 5-minute here. And then you can see initially that we are dumping. My dump pump profile is pushing down first after 930. So we're selling in NASDAQ, and then VIX is pushing up. Once it did all this, okay, structure here, a little gap, strong, okay, wicking. This is showing after, we're pushing back up while this is coming back down here. In a sense, I'm gonna just move forward because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Still bullish for Dow. Dow's late to the party, so they're looking like they're either drop the ball any second or we're still pushing up, so they're just melting up. Melting is the key word here. Pump dump here. So pump dump. All right. And then sell, buy. And then this is more of a shakeout and a speaker, obviously, instead of a dump pump, instead of a pump dump. It was a pump dump at first, but from here, we have to think, okay, what's possibly happen? They come right back into that mean reversion type of idea and squeezing some of the sellers, coming back for the first higher low for the buyers, making a new high, higher low, and that's okay. That's decent. That's the structure, right? Higher low. You see that? And now okay. Well, now you guys want to, you want to push up right here, right? So this is still bullish, obviously. Looking very suspect though. I'll tell you that though. Looking like the top. Just so you guys remember, I called the top here. I'll go watch these videos. I called the top and said we were selling. And once we sold, then I kissed the bottom and said we're coming back up. So, dude, I've literally caught mentioned this and this, right? Okay, cool. Hope we're on the same page here. And then, I really don't know what's going to happen. Either the 5 or the 15-year. I don't know which one's going to be it. So we'll see. So that's explaining this here. Moving forward, S&P still screaming, and it also made all-time high, didn't they? Yeah, on the continuous contract, all-time high. So 7,000, almost whatever, right? Almost 7,100. And then they're late to the party here. So is there going to be an algorithmic divergence or not? Most likely he didn't get decided not to take it out, and they did not take it out yet. Their hair's above it, below it. Be fucking crazy ass like, dude. Look at that shit. Oh my god. And then as you see here, this was a more of a dump pump. So similar to us. So dump drives down, a little bit low here. Sucks to buy this, but if you understood the 15 minute and some other things here, getting already into this squeezing, you have a high probability of pushing up for a new leg. 3 drives up, beautiful. Retraces back, 3 drives back, deep. This is why I stopped trading Dow, because it does shit like this. And then that's it, buddy. I mean, look at the fucking. They really want you to buy. They really want you to buy. I said this in yesterday's video. They really want you to buy that daily open. Why? Because there's no other way to. They want you to get involved, bro. Because they want to keep going, and so the Chase guys and all the other guys, the hedge funds guys, like they're still not being involved. It's like, okay, dude, well, don't be involved, but I know how to be involved. I mean, I have algorithmic levels on my side, so. And anyways, and then also I've had this to the ghosting to the right here, the weekly range, just in case Thursday wanted to come right back to the 20%. So it did not do that. And you're like, well, how do you know which one? Well, coming back into here, this breakout makes sense more. So that's why I have this level still there. So, and then in general speaking, Thursday is not really the high, so Friday might be the high, and we might still push up. But just in case it wanted to pull back, and I saw some really structure coming down, I would expect to go to 20 to 30%. I have 20 to 40 here, but 20 to 30 is pretty good situation. So, but it didn't happen. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It might happen still later in Asia today, or it might not. And if we come down here and buy back up for another higher and higher low, and this is just, you saw me drawing it, you're going to be, oh, dude, well, I thought the drawing was like this. Higher high and higher low. Wow, my wife's already here. I'm talking way too much, dude. I cannot do this forever, talking this long, bro. This is fucked up. Fuck, man. I don't know what else to do to make it shorter, but someone's going to hold me to this exact structure here, which we did, and then a possibility is that Asia pulls in and then makes a new high for Friday. Right, because Friday will generally be the high of the week. So I'm not saying we're going to do that. So most likely I would just expect it to make up for a new high. And then Friday, let's just say I end up moving, we'll make a new high or not. Let's say the price ends up being up here. And then now we sell off from there to this 20% for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so it hasn't even existed yet. And then I want to make sure I mention this. Fire shit, bro. Take a look at this real quick so I don't have to keep talking about it. But if I speedball it, look at the 15 minute here on the 9:30. On the 9 o'clock and 9:30. And the 9:30 opens up here. And then 15 minute immediately closes back down. And then you can see on the 15, you can see on this this 8th level here. You can see that 8th level here. We're tagging that beautifully. We came down to this 8th, playing around, came underneath it. Came back to this 8th here, stretching to this 50 right here, pushing back down, and then you can see the algorithmic flow. Look at this buy right here, beautiful, sitting on top of that 25 quadrant, and high probability and balance. There's a balance sitting right there. It doesn't break that low, so it's still good. And then I could talk about this for days, bro. But what else can I say? And then expanding up to this 25, coming back to this 50. And I caught it. And here is my trade. That bullish imbalance, that is a high probability imbalance that's on that 50 on the quadrant. We dip in it. You see the entry, taking it to the next algorithmic level through, which obviously 9:30. Doesn't get better than this, guys. Sits on that fucking top level of the 9:30. Sits it there. You can see that algorithmically. Then we come back in. All right, 8th, 25. All right, stretch to this 8th, but really sitting at the fucking 25. That's why I was a nice buy, and it did buy up beautifully. And I was like, buy it, but I was like, nah, don't do it. Fuck around, and I think you have enough. Look at the bodies getting closer to here. I can't do this anymore, man. 15 minutes over there too, and Look at that right there, the 15 minutes on this. I think you've seen enough. You guys take care and God bless.